Good morning. Say good morning, Frankie. Say good morning. Beep. I hope y'all are doing well. ABF, if you're out there, sorry I haven't heard from you in so long. I feel sorry. What happened? Did I make you mad? I hope not. I know I'm lazy. I know I don't get back to people as quickly as I can. And I know I said I was going to try to arrange something for us all to get together on a Zoom meeting. I am dozing myself. I have let down the people by overpromising. Sorry. Please forgive me. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you got that shed done for your wife. That'd be cool. And Vanessa, I know you're out there kicking Christian butt. That's awesome. I need to check in and see how you're doing. Are you still doing some of those exercises and dances? Because that's pretty cool. The world needs some more of that. Just to get up and move. Just anything to move. Also, I wish I could remember his name. He was on, he's a young man on, joined me on a live and was so entertaining, so open and sweet. I would have loved to have, dang it, I guess I could go back on my live and see if the name showed up. Because it was just, Nightflower, Janice, and me. I don't know that. I'm looking to see if I wrote it down somewhere. Janice, I don't know. If you can remember what his name was, let me know. And anyway, I did want to also shout out to Plum Plum. Rainy, I'm serious. I really do believe that we would make such great neighbors. I wish. I love that. I'm personally identifying with a YouTuber, and I'm nodding and smiling, and I'm thinking I'm really connecting. And then I look at their membership, and it's like 150 bazillion. I'm like, well, they won't care what I say. So I think it's wonderful that we have this little, it's not like our own little neighborhood. I like it. That's why I tell people, if you come on board, you don't have to subscribe. Just say hi once in a while. That'd be fun. I don't know if you know this, but YouTube sends you a monthly update for free that tells you what the interaction was with your videos. And, I say it often enough. Frankie, stop. I'm listening better. It tells how much interaction that's been going on. And there are a lot of people watching these videos. I don't know for how long. I don't know that. But if you look deeper into it, they'll even tell you the average length that people watch, their average age. And it's very interesting. If you want to go deeper into it like that. So I'm dozing myself. Oh, and I got the cutest card. Oh, let me go get it. Frankie. Good boy. Oh, puppy. Paw, good boy. Good boy. Okay. I've always liked getting mail. That's why I overshop sometimes. I just like receiving things. It's so funny. Okay, so it's a Valentine's Day card. Yay. It says, if there were more people like you in the world, and here's my quirky self, you'd still be special to me. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a great day. Love, Carla. Aw, I love it. Thank you. I love that. Put that with my little collection. Okay, so hold on. It's like the sunniest day we've had in a while. Really thrilled about that. And cold. It's like 27, but it's a weird cold. It's not like just, you know how there's different types of cold, different types of snow, different types of rain. All right. Today's the 14th. I'm going to read our daily reading out of this one. Changed books. For children, Valentine's Day means candy hearts, silly cards, and excitement in the air. How different Valentine's Day can be for us as adults. The love day can be a symbol that we have not yet gotten love to work for us as we would like, or it can be a symbol of something different, something better. We are in recovery now. We have begun the healing process. Our most painful relationships, we have learned, have assisted us on the journey to healing, even if they did little more than point out our own issues or show us what we didn't want in our life. We have started the journey of learning to love ourselves. We have started the process of opening our heart to love, real love that flows from us to others and back again. Do something loving for yourself. Do something loving and fun for your friends, for your children, or for anyone you choose. It is the love day. However, wherever we are in the healing process, we can have as much fun with it as we choose. Whatever our circumstances, we can be grateful that our heart is opening to love. I will open myself today to the love available to me from people, the universe, and the higher power. I will allow myself to give and receive the love I want today. I am grateful that my heart is healing, that I am learning to love. You know, I like it. I like that a lot. I didn't know until, I don't know when in my recovery, that one of the main reasons I was hiding in people, places, and things, hiding out, protecting myself, drinking too much, eating too much relationships, running too much, always going somewhere. Anyway, I didn't know. I was running from facing the hurt that I had had in the past and the fear that I would never get the love I wanted, needed in the future, in the now. The reason I hurt so much for some of the things that I went through with my family and people is because I was trying so hard to love them. It's like, how do you love a feral cat, you know? As a child, I could just see, Trying to hold on to this cat that's just scratching the hell out of you. That's what it was like for me. So I was always repairing some kind of wound with self-talk that ultimately wasn't doing me that well. You know, I'm bad, I'm not a good enough person, no one will ever love me. That kind of thing. It's just so sad. Anyway, in sobriety or in normalcy, in recovery, where I'm not chasing and shopping and eating my way through my day or working. That was another favorite addiction that I had. Working, volunteer work, you name it. So, yeah, I mix. This is pretty good to mix into my foundations to make them more light and sheer. I like that stuff. So it's about the cost of a foundation. I don't think I'm going to worry about buying sunscreen anymore at my age. And I rarely am in direct sun. I mean, I have some sunscreen in there, and I'm not afraid to buy it. It's just when I use sunscreen and I'm out in the yard, I perspire, and no matter where I put it, I'm going to touch it at some point, and then it gets in my eyes, and I'm just miserable. I have decided to do that for myself. I'm not a sun worshiper. Never have been. I've laid out in the sun a few times. Back when I was like 16, I had my, 15, 16. I had my first apartment, and that was back in the days when I learned that some of the women who had this beautiful skin were putting iodine in baby oil, lathering up and laying out in the sun. Well, it didn't do much for me. I was so white-skinned that if anything, it left some orange streaks that washed out as soon as I took some soap and water to it. So wasn't that big of a deal. So I thought laying out was boring. I know some people really enjoyed it. I never enjoyed laying out. That was boring. Why would you do that? Oh, it was painstaking. But I used to love to read. So I would lay there and read a while. It's just eventually bugs started bugging me. I never thought about buying a lawn chair, and I don't think I would have had the extra money to buy a lawn chair. I didn't even have the thought of ever owning a lawn chair. Or I always just saw beautiful women laying out on a blanket, out on the grass or the sand. You know, I didn't see them on lawn chairs in my mind's eye or in commercials, but did I? I'm sure I had a TV. Maybe not. I don't think I had my own TV in that first apartment. And back then we had 3 channels, so who cares? We had dial-up phones. I did have a phone because I was in the CETA program, which was for kids who, at the time, it was through the county. It was some kind of program through the county. And what they did was they decided, instead of trying to put me in another foster home, which was not working out, they were going to help me get my GED, help me find housing, and help me find a job. So they had a list of volunteers who put their name on the list that wanted to rent their apartments, and they'd be willing to do it to a kid, an underage kid. So ta-da! I started working as a receptionist for a Navy recruiter. And I got this cute apartment in an old Victorian house. There were a couple apartments on each floor. No, there's one on the bottom, 2 in the middle. I was on the left, and then 1 in the top. That's how that worked. That's how that worked. And I loved that apartment. I still love that apartment. I heard that, well, at one point, I don't know if it was when I was still living there, I had to move out because they were going to remodel the whole house. So, yeah, that's what happened. You know, there's some things in my memory that I just don't remember. There's some things in my memory I just don't remember. There are some things that I know, if you rephrase that there are time spans and events that I can't remember how they evolved or how they developed. I just don't remember. I'm going to use a little more eyeliner for fun today. I just feel like I've been such a good girl by not overusing eyeliner lately that I want to use some eyeliner. All I have to do today are the floors. Thanks to having dogs, I can't go as long as I'd like to without doing the floors. I like this eyeliner. It's from Believe as well. That other pencil is from Believe, and I can't, it's a, I guess it's an eyeliner that, oh, it's a brow, but I can't figure out how to get it to twist up. Still have not heard back from the company. And I even posted the question on I'll post it on Amazon. I don't think I did that. I meant to. But this is the marker one that I like. I like this one. So I think that's going to be my new fave. Yeah. I like all the eyeliners I have right now. I'm so surprised. I've never really used stick. I've just used liquid for so long because it was perfect for me. I had such hooded eyes. Well, and they're growing back. That was my vanity surgery, was my hooded eyes. So, but you can see that they're starting to hood down again. But, you know, what do you expect? So anyway, what I was going to tell you about memory. Something interesting. I've been kind of beating myself up lately because I'm going to use this dark eyebrow. No. What did I do? Okay. I thought I had 2 of these. Okay. Anyway, lately, I started to believe that my memory was starting to go out. And I was starting to get very concerned about my clients, thinking, what's wrong with me? And then, I'm not looking for sympathy here, but this is what I'm going to tell you. Not all of us are perfect. A lot of us have weird little quirks. But then when you put someone in the mix that is emphasizing that quirk or that shortcoming, for instance, when I would I just wish I had caught it so much sooner. And it's not happening right now. Thank goodness. I'll tell you the story. But I kept hearing from someone important to me that I saw often things like, I'd say, what about this or that? And their reply would be, I told you. I'd be like, oh, this is a little punch in the gut. I mean, that one line says so many different things. And it'd be like, you didn't remember? So that says something else too, right? Anyway, I'm just telling you, it started getting to me. And then finally one day I realized while I was sharing some information about stress to a client. I said, of course your memory's bad. You're so stressed out. If you would have a time and space to just relax, get your breath, get your cells calmed down and smoothed out instead of being frazzled. Every cell in your body is reacting to this high cortisol, high adrenaline, high, all the chemicals that it takes for you to go, right? Our brain hormones are doing that, right? And some people get PTSD from it if it's hard enough or often enough. It creates neural pathways that are alarming. And it can start looking like PTSD. It can feel like PTSD. Or it can just start eating away at your brain and having you start to believe those things are true across the board instead of just quirkiness or just instance situational. So as I was saying it, it was kind of like note to self. And then, because that's how I do roll, I forgot about it. Because I was busy. And because what my plan had originally been, well, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to confront it. I'm going to bring it up. But instead, I got busy and was like onto something else. Because that's how I am. Plus, I have been working for decades on letting go of resentment every day, all day long, handing it to God, handing it over, letting it go, giving it to the universe, burning it over a beautiful fire pit, right? I mean, that has been my, I don't think I'll get this eyeliner anymore because it comes across too orange. It's Wet n Wild and it's called Taupe, but to me, it's an auburn. I don't know. But that's what it looks like to me. So, what happened was, one day, pretty quick after that, because it was happening all the time. I mean, all the time. Anytime I asked a question, that's the answer I got. Because this was back when, before this person started getting counseling and realized that they were going to have to figure out who's going to start taking care of them if I was gone. It was one of the turning points in my recovery from being a caretaker. I've had one challenge after another in my life. It's like as soon as I get to a certain level in my recovery and my eyes are getting open, I get this other challenge in front of me. And it's like, when the hell is shit just going to leave me alone, settle down, right? And then this old timer in AA, he was a big NA'er. And but he had been clean and sober for a long time. He was sort of like one of our gurus. This is when I was early in recovery. And one of the, I guess, you know how people quote something out of a book. He was like, I'd say, why me? I've been whining for a long time. I said, why me? Because even the biggest room in the house has room for improvement. Or something like that. I always related to the AA book and not so much the, see, I keep picking at it because it's just not right color for me. I don't know. On the videos in my office, the camera, I feel like makes me look like my eyebrows are auburn. And with this hair, I don't have hardly any strawberry blonde anywhere in my hair anymore. I have some yellowy blonde in there. And I have some of these, I don't know, gray streaks. That's not it. There's one. There's a big, that's my pride and joy. There's a gray and a white right next to each other. Isn't that hilarious? But no red. It used to be strawberry blonde years ago. Anyway. So it happened again. And I'm not sure if you can imagine, but I think some of you can. Some of you that watch me often, I think some of you can truly imagine me losing my shit. It wasn't foaming at the mouth. There's a difference between me losing my shit and foaming at the mouth. There's a big difference between those levels and me being say what I mean what I say, and don't say it mean. So I don't know. I don't remember right now if I tried to say it nice at first or not. Because what I ended up doing was I made it very clear, and it wasn't nice. You know, when you say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean, that's not what I did. I said what I meant what I said, and said it kind of mean. Basically, I said, I don't want to hear you tell me one more time that I already told you. Why can't you remember what I tell you? Why can't you pay attention? Don't say anything that looks, sounds, or smells like those sentences. Because you are wearing down my self-esteem. I've always been forgetful. And I'm going to tell you what. I don't think you tell me half the shit you tell me you're telling me. You're just trying to make me feel bad because you don't feel like talking. Do it again. Do it one more effing time. And you're out. I'll tell you what, when I give a certain look, people listen. I don't even want to make my face do it right now. Because what I just showed you wasn't it. Yeah. And it took probably a while before anything that sounded close to that came out of that person's mouth. That's a true story. And then I said, do you need a reminder of how I feel about what you just said? Because there is no way on earth that I don't mean this is not going to be in my life. This kind of conversation, don't ever. If you don't want to answer my questions, move out. That's right. I'm going to tell you what. There are a lot of people who have certain tics, certain quirks, certain ways they think that are not organic. They're stress related and then become organic. And stress can, in my opinion, can look a whole lot like Alzheimer's or beginning dementia. It can look a whole lot like low on the scale of borderline, because someone is so triggered. PTSD can look like borderline. Eek. There we go. I don't know how the camera got so high up. Oh, look at that precious. So if you're trying to stay in a relationship, work, or a caretaking situation, or marriage, whatever, ask yourself, what can you do or say or not do or say to try to kind of get things back on track to where you're not having to suffer because somebody else is taking out their crap on you. I'm going to use a lot of eyeliner today just for fun. I haven't used a lot of eyeliner in a long time. I think because I'm too white to use a lot of eyeliner. And my skin, this wet line, whatever they call it, is too wide. Mine covers a lot of territory. And so people say, well, color in that wet line. It's like, that's a lot of wet line. A lot of people don't have that much wet line, I don't think. So, I don't know. It's a hassle. So, I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Molly. Here's Molly. Hi, Molly. Hi, Molly. Hi, Molly. Look at that girl. Hi. Hi. Where's your daddy? Did he leave you behind to go to the doctor? Yeah. So that's good. That's been a big improvement. Being able to unusual improvement. There are lots of little improvements that have been going on over the course of the last couple years. When I retired from the military, I was able to concentrate more on my mental health because I felt like it was so hard for me to go to work outside the home because I never knew if I was going to come home what I was going to find. And I just, it had me, and then all that self-esteem beating me down was just so hard. So, yeah, my life changed once I retired. My stress level started going down a little bit at a time. That the whole worry cycle calmed down. Thank you. So, I don't know if I've told you this for a while, but this is how I do my blush. I buy one of these peach palettes. And if I'm going to, which I rarely do, I might use a little brush like this down at this end. Tap that. I haven't done that in a long time. Remember there for a while when I was trying to do some shadowing? I haven't done that for a while. Look at that widow's peak. It's getting a little more defined. Starting to look more normal. I see lots of hairs growing here. Not as thick as it was, but maybe it never will be. I don't know. So anyway, that's what I do here. It has one little shiny one there, but I don't just, I do it like in these top 4, 6, like that. This is a warm color. These are warm colors. There's one cool color in there. I got these from Temu. This is what it's called. So that's kind of fun. And then I come down here to the lighter colors. to do my cheeks. And I just am not quite sure. I had so many brushes, and I finally donated a bunch of them because they were just brushes I wouldn't use. Like, I saved one of these. And I saved it because what I'm going to do with it is, see that real light color there? If I just poke in there with this brush, I don't get a lot of the other colors. And that's where I'll put a little bit of this. How about that? I'm just goofing off. Who cares? So anyway, I was telling you about my memory. I had an epiphany recently, because even though this person quit insulting me, gaslighting me, degrading me, putting me down, whatever you want to call it. Emotionally punching me in the gut. That stopped. And it has stopped for some time. But that lingering, like, I can't remember anything. And every time I would forget something, like a client would say, oh, I've told you that before. And I'd be like, oh, shoot, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I know I have it written down somewhere, or... And sometimes my answer is, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I don't write anything down because I'm a terrible note taker, and I don't ever want to be taken to court and have any evidence. I'd rather go down as being a terrible therapist with poor work ethics than someone who's going to say something that might hurt your case. And you never know what might hurt the case. And I don't work with people who have to go to court anymore. Frankie? Just don't look while I'm on TV, okay? Okay. So, I'm experimenting with this color. One reason I don't use highly pigmented colors that are too far from the color of my lips is because the inside of my lips are such a vastly different color. So now that I have this basically lip liner on, because these are highly pigmented and they're eyeshadows. And I used this yesterday to a certain extent. And my lipstick lasted all day long. That's why I'm trying it again on purpose. I just did it the other day to calm down my orange lipstick that I put on. So what I'm going to do today is, I'm doing it with purpose. I'm using more. So here's the lip that I got from Temu. It's a 24-hour lip. And it matches my lip color really well. Okay, so here's where I was going with that is it dawned on me just in the last few days. I'm healing, and as time goes on, I'm healing as I'm doing my practice, my prayer, my little meditation, my touching base with God throughout the day. Hey, how you doing up there? Did you see this shit? I mean, you know, being more conscious and aware that I'm not a floating victim, you know, floating through life as a helpless, that I'm aware, I'm in control. When things happen out of my control, I can accept it, move on, and see what I can do, right? It's getting back into the flow. And I've been doing that for a while now. And when the stress with the construction and trying to have help, it's like, it's so easy for me to get traumatized, re-victimized, right? But I'm getting better and better, I'm recuperating quicker and quicker, yay. So anyway, poof, it came to me and was like, my memory, is probably, and my ability to have attention span is probably identical to what it was when I was 16. It's true. I struggled in school to pay attention. I'm much better at paying attention now. But I think one of the reasons I didn't pay attention is because I did so poorly in school because I couldn't remember things. There are certain ways that I remember things, and I remember things emotionally. I've always had a hard time. Look at that. I usually try to go for something a little more pinkish, a little more purplish. But when I did this the other day and it lasted all day long, I thought, well, I'm going to try to see. Yeah, see, I like colors that match my lips, but I'm having trouble matching the inside of my lip with a lipstick color. So recently I think I ordered a pink because I have so many orange and darker lipsticks. I don't have any bright orange left. They just kind of turn orange on me. So I'm still experimenting. This almost looks a little gothy. But I'm able to bring out, believe it or not, these skinny lips. I outlined them so that they would look bigger. So I'm thinking now that it's dry, what I need is a gloss that might give me, ooh, this one usually looks shiny. Let's try this one. This is another one from Temu. Huh. I don't know. Nope. Now this one is the only bright lipstick I have. I'm going to try this. Yep. Matches a little better. But I don't like color that's that drastic. I don't care. I'm just going to be home for, mascara. So anyway, you're such a good boy, Frankie. So I realized, and that thought that my memory really is about the same. I've always been able to hear like the toughest stories from clients, whether it was because I was working with a defense attorney or a prosecuting attorney or drug court, or in my office, insurance or private paid. I've heard some horrible things, but my brain is able to put things in a category where they kind of, I think that's been one of the weird blessings with why I'm so good at the work I do, is because people can tell me gory things because they just can't help themselves. And I'm able to hear it, process it with them. And then when we're done with our session, it's placed somewhere else in my head where it's not up here. It's not nagging me. It's not lingering between sessions or throughout my day. So I don't feel bad. So this is the first time in my life. First time in my life that I'm going, yeah, I do have a crappy memory, or I have a blessed memory. But whatever it is, it's part of who I am. So you know what? So there's no conversation to be had anymore with who, because it's not a problem in our relationship anymore. But I can tell you this. I'm going to be 63 this year, and I'm still learning about myself. I'm still growing. I'm still finding my sea legs. It's interesting too, because as fate would have it, everyone I have fallen head over heels with has still been very similar of one of my parents or both of my parents. And as much work as I've done on myself, I can tell you, I've realized not too long ago that sometimes the best we can expect is not to get in the normal healthy range where people say that's our goal. It's simply to get better as often as possible, make a little advancement, right? So I'm getting better. We'll watch some Holy Grail later, maybe. I don't know. I had some laundry to do. I have some stretching exercise to do, and I have a dog to take out. But I wanted to share with you my victory over, okay, I'm getting to know myself. Duh. After all this time. Oops, where's my light? Kitsy! Oh, did I tell you that the eye doctor said I'm getting a little bit of cataracts? Yeah. I'm trying to order some glasses online, some driving glasses, some maybe TV glasses. But, it's so hard for me to sit still doing computer work. I don't know. I might give it a try once I get some laundry in and get him outside and run off some energy. Poor puppy, so abused. All right, I'm just going to tell you. Just because someone says you are doesn't mean you necessarily are. Just because someone says you're not, whatever, fill in the blank, doesn't mean you're not. And maybe it does. And maybe, so what? That's what I say. All right, I better go do something. I hope whoever's watching this is having a good morning, noon, or night. And that you're doing something to further your mental health. There's so much good stuff on YouTube. Oh my gosh. I mean, seriously. Everything's on YouTube that you could possibly get right now as far as mental health care goes. You're finally getting both sides of politics. You're finally, I mean, unless you're just freaking out, ye are not going to probably get kicked off of anything, if you get what I mean. Holy cow. What are some people thinking? It's funny because I think some things are put in this world just to make me say, because it's just like, what are people thinking? Stop. I don't know. Anyway. Mwah. Bye for now.